and welcome back to my channel again, and welcome to a very long overdue pregnancy update. I think it has been 2 weeks since I last filmed a pregnancy update and a lot has happened. Today I am 19 weeks pregnant, so close to being halfway there, which is really exciting. So yeah, I'll just update you on the last 2 weeks really. As I said, quite a lot's happened, and I wish I would have filmed one last week, but it's just been super busy couple of weeks. So obviously the main thing to address, which you will all know if you watched my gender reveal vlog, is that on my 27th birthday, which was back on the 14th of May, we found out the gender of our baby and we are having a little boy, which is super exciting. Those of you that watch my videos will know I was convinced it was a boy anyway, so it was really nice to just get it right, not even in like a smug, like, oh I got it right kind of way, just like it made me feel like I was more in tune. I do have a big problem kind of trusting my body and trusting that it's going to do the right thing, so it made me feel a lot more kind of trusting in myself and trusting in my body that I just for some reason knew we were having a boy, and we were. Yeah, so because it is a boy, that does mean that we are decided on the name. If you watched my baby name video, you will know we only have one boy's name we really love. We had loads of girls options, but only one boy's name. So baby is now named, which feels very strange. I don't know if it's really early to have already named the baby, but we know what he's going to be called. I'm going to keep it a surprise, because I'd love to be able to kind of do a big announcement when he's hopefully born. But yeah, I will tell you his middle name is going to be Theodore, after mine and Andrew's godson Teddy, who passed away back in March, sadly. So I nearly said his name then. His middle name is going to be Theodore, so he will be something Theodore Cotter, which we really love, and yeah, we're just really pleased that Lauren and Mike are happy for us to use Teddy's name as our baby's middle name, because obviously we all miss him a lot and it's really special to have his name included in our baby's name, so we're really happy about that. So he will be something Theodore Cotter. So yeah, that's really exciting. He is fully named, ready to go, but please keep cooking a while longer, we're not ready quite yet. Another thing that happened during week 17, I think it was, is that I actually think, I'm still not 100% sure, I think I've started to feel the baby moving. It's very few and far between at the moment and very light, so I can't be 100% sure because they're kind of not in a pattern yet with it being so early, but I'm pretty sure I'm feeling the baby moving. I felt it maybe at least once a day, since it was when we were away in the cabin. I thought I felt it for the first time, and yeah, I'm pretty sure that is what I'm feeling. There is no other explanation for what it is, and when I've asked people before, like, what does it feel like, everyone always really struggles to explain what it feels like, and I struggle as well. People say it feels like butterflies, or it feels like, the closest thing I can explain is that I've heard people say is like kind of like gas bubbles in your tummy. It feels a bit like that, but to me it feels like, imagine that's the inside of your whole like womb, stomach area, and it feels just like someone's doing that very lightly. That's the best I can explain it, like really lightly, just like someone's just kind of almost tapping you from the inside. It's very strange, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that is the baby. I hope it's the baby, because it's really comforting to feel that and know that he must be getting bigger, because I can feel him now, so that's quite nice. I cannot wait for that to become more regular and to have more of a pattern, but then at the same time I know I am going to be obsessive with it. Like they say, like, count the kicks, and I think I will be obsessive with that, but you know, that's okay. Anything to try and keep this baby safe and hopefully, you know, deliver him. So yeah, we know we're having a boy, and I've started to feel movement this past couple of weeks, which is really exciting, especially because my placenta is at the front, so the doctor did say to me you might feel movements later than others, but yeah, I'm 95% sure, as sure as I can be without having experienced this before, that what I am experiencing is the baby moving. I will quickly show you some photos from our 17-week gender scan. It was really weird because they put it into 4D for us. If you book a private scan, it was with Baby Bond we went with, and they'll flick it into 4D to give you a little preview, and I will show you the 4D photo, but personally I think it's the most scary, terrifying thing ever. I think the 4D scans are scary anyway, even when you see them like later on when the baby's like all fully formed and looking cute. I still find it a bit scary, but seeing a 17-week-old baby on a 4D scan I thought was pretty terrifying, but my mum absolutely loves the photo. So this is the normal 2D scan picture, looking totally like a baby, which is crazy. You can see its little face here, it's got its hand up by its head, it's got its legs up here. It looks like it's doing a sit-up, I thought, which, you know, coming from me who never does a sit-up, that is quite impressive. So that is baby in 2D. This is baby in 4D. Ooh. So there he is. Little baby Paul, looking absolutely terrifying. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see that, but you can see his head, you can see his eyes, his nose, his head's tilted down so you can't really see his mouth, but you can see he's all tucked up with his arms and legs. So that was really surreal, really weird. Pretty much terrifies me, to be honest, but yeah, that is 4D baby Paul. So last week, apart from the fact it was the anniversary of my first miscarriage, which was really, really difficult to deal with, I thought being pregnant I would be not totally fine, but like I just thought it would make things a lot easier, and to be honest it probably did make things a lot easier, but it hit me much, much harder than I was expecting. I was extremely emotional, kind of thinking what could have been and feeling so overwhelmed and lucky to be pregnant. It was all a very like overwhelming experience. But yeah, apart from that, last week was a really, really good week. Week 17 to 18 was a great week for us. But week 18, I have found quite a struggle, to be honest. If you recall in my earlier pregnancy updates, up until I was about 13 weeks pregnant, I had really bad cramps every day. Some days worse than others, but always there, like menstrual kind of cramps. I was constantly scared I was miscarrying, and it was really, they were quite painful sometimes, but I got used to them. They were kind of my pregnancy symptom, like I just had them every day. Then at about 13 weeks, they stopped. Out of the blue, just completely stopped. And I didn't really have any. I had maybe the odd little one now and then on the odd day, which I assumed were just kind of growing and stretching pains, but they were pretty much gone, and the ones I did have were really, really mild. This week, I think it's since Monday of this week, we're on Friday now, the cramps have just come back out of nowhere. They've been really quite strong some days, especially yesterday and the day before. They had me really, really worried. I was doing that thing again where I was running to the toilet every 5 minutes because I thought I could be bleeding, because they felt just like that feeling when you have your period. Like, that's exactly how it felt, and I was really scared I was kind of going into preterm labour or something, and it freaked me out a lot. I tried to stay calm, but yesterday, the night before, I'd had zero sleep. I've still not had much sleep, to be honest. I'm really tired. But I'd had zero sleep, and I woke up yesterday morning and they were still really bad, and they were bad all day, and they were really quite painful. So in the end, yesterday evening, I rang the midwife, explained what I was experiencing. She said I could go into the maternity assessment unit if I wanted to because of my previous history, but based on what I was describing, she was fairly sure it was just kind of stretching pains, growing pains, and nothing I should be too concerned about unless I experience any bleeding or anything. So she said, go in if I want, but she would recommend just ringing the GP and getting in with the GP. So I went to see the GP, and it was a bit of a pointless appointment, to be honest. They checked my blood pressure, they checked my urine, everything like that. That was all fine. She again said, probably just stretching pains, but you know, I can't say that for sure. hopefully it's nothing to worry about, which isn't the most reassuring thing in the world. But yeah, she sent me home, told me to just keep having paracetamol, and that's that, be on your way. So yeah, I was very, very stressed. It was reassuring to hear them say, you know, you're at a time of rapid growth, it's probably just stretching and growing pains, and today they've not been as bad, so I'm hoping that is a good sign, and it was just kind of stretching and growing pains and it's maybe calming down again now. Would be ideal because it really freaked me out. So yeah, today I'm feeling a bit better, but I have felt extremely anxious this week that something was going wrong. I'm just really struggling at the moment. It's weird because on one hand, I've been doing loads of shopping. I've bought so much baby stuff since finding out we were having a boy, clothing wise. I've not bought anything big yet, but I've bought so much like baby clothing. But I feel like I'm buying it whilst still thinking I'm not actually going to have a baby. I know that probably sounds really weird, but like I'm buying it all just because I'm like, I know I'm having a boy, so like I want to buy all this cute boy stuff, but then I'm never for a minute thinking my baby could actually be in those clothes in October. Like, it's a really weird feeling. I've been struggling quite a lot with like anxiety surrounding, like, I'm still so scared of miscarrying, and if I did miscarry now, it would be so unrelated, I assume, to my previous miscarriages because they were just so early on. They were completely different. And they didn't find anything when they did the miscarriage investigations to suggest that they were in any way linked or there was any kind of bigger problem. So, sorry, I've got a really bad throat. I'm really moany today, probably all like, shut up. But yeah, so it would be completely unrelated, I assume, and it would be just one of those crappy things, really. And, you know, at this stage, I have no higher chance of miscarriage than anyone else, and I know that logically it would be incredibly unlucky to lose this baby this late on, but it does happen, and that's what really scares me. It does happen. So yeah, I have been struggling with that a bit this week. I'm also struggling with the fact, sorry, I feel like these always turn negative, but the whole point of these updates is to talk about pregnancy and the experiences of being pregnant following miscarriages and following infertility, and a lot of that is just filled with fear. That's just me being completely honest. And the 20-week scan is really worrying me. I've got no reason for it to worry me. All the other scans I've had, they've told me everything looks fine. They haven't had any concerns at all. But I'm just constantly Googling about things coming up at the 20-week scan. I'm constantly, like, literally looking at my scan photos with a magnifying glass, pretty much, just like looking for anything that could be wrong, then Googling that thing and convincing myself of a million horrendous things that could happen. And I know that's so, like, negative, and it's so, like, damaging to my mental health, basically. Like, it's not healthy to do that, but I don't know why I do it. Andrew's been getting, like, not annoyed at me, but he gets really annoyed at me because I just Google things that he's like, you have no idea that there is even anything wrong with this baby. Like, why do you put yourself through it? Like, the amount of, I cannot tell you the amount of, like, syndromes and things I've convinced myself this baby has with no evidence to suggest that my baby would have any of these syndromes. I just latch onto one tiny little thing on the scan photo and think, and then Google that, and then a whole host of horror stories come up, and I convince myself that I'm going to be the worst case scenario. Please tell me I'm not alone in doing that. Please tell me other people panic. And I'm like to say to myself, if the 20-week scan goes well, I'm going to calm down. But I did that about the 12-week scan, and I haven't at all. And I think when you've been through loss before, and when you've been through infertility and anything like that, it's just a different experience, and you are going to be scared and you are going to be extra concerned. Any woman who is expecting their first child is going to feel like that, but I think it's just heightened by like a million. So yeah, I've been a bit of a disaster really, and this is just the most long and rambly update ever. But yeah, in total contrast to that, as I said, I've been doing loads of shopping, so I've literally bought so much baby boy stuff. When before we had the scan and found out the gender, I went through all my gender specific stuff I'd bought. So I had, as I explained in previous videos, when we started trying, I went a bit crazy and started buying things, not even gender neutral, just anything that I liked the look of. So I had loads of girl stuff and I had loads of boys stuff, and I went through it all, and the girl stuff I'd bought, I still really liked most of it, but a lot of the boy stuff I'd just gone off it quite a lot. A lot of it I bought like 3 years ago, and it is not my thing at all anymore. So I was like, right, if it's a girl I don't need to do that much shopping, if it's a boy I can justify doing shopping, and oh my gosh, have I shopped. So there will definitely be probably at least 2 hauls coming soon. I've kind of got a collective baby boy haul, and then I think I might do some like shop specific ones from shops where I've bought a lot from one place. So yeah, expect some hauls coming soon. It's all really, really cute, if I do say so myself. And that's probably it really. That's quite a lot to have gone through. Yeah, it's been a busy 2 weeks in just general life and in pregnancy. So yeah, I will leave by showing you the bump. Oh my god, I've really popped. Like, I know I said this before, I had started to feel a bump, but I fully like have a bump now. Like, there's no two ways about it. I think if you saw me walking down the street, I'm kind of in that stage where you'd be like, is she pregnant or is she just chubby? Because I wear such baggy clothes, it's hard to tell that it has that like proper rounded bump shape. But like, as you will see when I just wear the strappy top, if I wear something tight, it's a proper bump. It is a round bump now. And I'm loving it, I've got to say. I know some women really struggle with like putting on weight and all that during pregnancy, but I just love it. I love having a bump. I cannot wait for it to get bigger. I love it. I feel so much more body confident with a bump than I do without a bump. Like, my stomach's never been this hard. It's like having rock hard abs, albeit very, very round ones. So yeah, I'm really loving it. I will leave you with the bump and I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys. So this is the bump for 19 weeks pregnant. I hope you can see that. I feel quite bumpy now, I've got to say. Quite bumptastic. It's really hard and really round. So yeah, that is a bump at 19 weeks.